Today I'm going to show you how to make a Mexican cilantro salt using essential oils and some herbs, and they're going to be yummy. I got a couple of avocados over there ripening, waiting for me to make toast out of them and add this delicious salt using essential oils. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Simone and I am a certified animal aromatherapist. However, I use my oils for all kinds of other uses, and this month we're going to focus on culinary uses for essential oils. So essential oils are not just a pretty scent, and I'll show you today how to use them to make seasoning salt, and super easy to make. And let's get started. So get a nice clean bottle here. This is an Old Spice jar. I always buy products at the grocery store that are in glass, and then I have a bunch of supplies for storing other items. I try to avoid plastic. I won't jump on that soapbox, but glass is always best. Two of the oils that we're using today, we're using cilantro and lime. I'm also going to throw in some dried cilantro. Make it look a little nicer, a little more festive looking. And salt, there it is, the main ingredient. I like to use sea salt, as you may already know. Healthiest salts are either sea salt or Himalayan salt. I took the deep dive into sea salts, and this is the one that came up. Again, that was a long time ago. Things may have changed, but anyway, this is the one that I'm using now. It's a Celtic sea salt. So simple recipe here. We're going to start with some salt, a couple of drops of oil, and the herbs. And what you want to do, kind of get familiar with the scents, because they're not all the same potency. So if you take a whiff of the cilantro, or you probably are familiar with the smell of cilantro, you know, it's a pretty potent, I would say it's like medium potent scent. And then if you compare the scent to the lime, this is milder. I love citrus oils. This is milder, so you want to make sure that you're not overpowering the mild oils with the more potent oils. And again, cilantro, I would say, is just maybe a medium potency. So the way I get started, I'm going to start with a basic recipe. The basic recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of salt, a half a teaspoon of cilantro, a drop of cilantro, and 2 drops of lime. 2 to 4 drops of lime. And kind of like using regular salt, you start light, right? Because you can't take it out once it's in. So I'm going to take a cilantro, and since this is the more potent one, I'm just going to add 1 drop. This takes some practice to be able to get the drops in without getting too many, because some of them come out fast and some of them come out slow. Both of these come out pretty quickly, so I'm going to be careful. And I'm going to start with having experience doing this and knowing what my taste is. I'm going to start with 3 drops. So I'm going to put just 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. See how fast that came out. 3 drops of lime. Right, I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to swirl the oils around a bit on the glass. And again, since I said closing it up, essential oils are volatile. So if you don't have a tight seal, again, that's another reason why you want to keep them in glass, because it's more airtight. The aroma will evaporate. So you want a good sealing, airtight as you can get it, to keep your oils in. So we got that swirled around. I'm going to add the salt now. Again, doing these recipes, I mean, it just doesn't get much easier than this. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of salt. I probably should use the skinny end so I don't spill it all over the floor. I'm running low on salt. Come on out. All right, just got a couple of tablespoons here. I do really like these. I don't know if you could see this measuring spoon, right? It's got the round end and a thin end. These ends are great for using with herbs and stuff because this won't fit. This I could easily put in here and I can get a little sloppy, so I like to make sure that I get it into the container. Now I'm going to add a half a teaspoon. Okay, I got out the teaspoon, but anyway, it's not an exact science. So I'm just gonna eyeball half a teaspoon, add that in here. All right. Now how easy is that, right? I'm gonna give this a good swirl. Another important thing when you're working with essential oils is you wanna make sure they're not exposed to sunlight. So I'm going to keep this in a cabinet. I'm not going to keep this on my windowsill. Okay, make sure everything gets well mixed in here. Now again, this is everybody's individual taste. So if you start with this, give it about 24 hours to mingle all the aromas and flavors to mingle. Kind of like when you make soup, it's always better the second day because the flavors have mingled. And I'm going to give it a quick taste. Like taste it, you know, tomorrow. Oh yeah, I could taste the lime. I don't taste the cilantro though. But I'm going to wait till tomorrow to see what the full flavor is. I might add more lime tomorrow. So if I decide tomorrow to add more, cilantro. So if I decide to add more cilantro, I'll just pour the salt into a little bowl, put another drop of cilantro, same thing. Or try it again tonight, you know, see how it goes. So this is the Mexican, it's a flavoring salt. So we want to use it to flavor when we're done cooking or on raw food. You don't necessarily want to cook with it because the cooking will deplete the oils of their benefits. So again, after you're done cooking, you want to put this on top of your taco meat or whatever you're having, a fish, yummy, cilantro and citrus on a fish taco. Sounds good to me. Just, the benefits I just wanted to mention real quick. I'm just going to mention a couple of benefits of these oils because there's a list. There's a long list. So the cilantro, let me grab my book here. The main benefits of cilantro would be anti-inflammatory. It's also an insect repellent. And it's also used for deodorants. This is the fun of essential oils. So this one oil has a lot of different constituents in it. It's a long list. Maybe I'll put that in the comments. I'll put the whole list of all the benefits of the oils. But the main ones with the cilantro is anti-inflammatory, deodorant, and insect repellent. The lime, let's flip over to lime here. Again, the main therapeutic, not therapeutic, I didn't say that. The main properties of the lime is also anti-inflammatory, reduces fevers, aids immune function, weight management, and stress management. This is one of my Bibles. Super book. Medical Essential Oils. Has a bunch of studies in there. I know people are always like, well, there haven't been any studies done on essential oils. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Look at the size of this book. If you're interested in more of the health support for essential oils, pop on hubmed.com and do a search on there. HubMed is the trusted website for any studies or medical testing that they've done. So this is my cilantro lime seasoning salt. Again, those avocados are just about ripe. I'm probably going to be having this tomorrow for breakfast or lunch, and I'm going to add more oils. And of course, always label this, because if you're like me, I'll go into my cabinet and go, gosh, I wonder what that is. But a lot of times you could, you know, give it a good smell. I mean, I could smell the lime just opening that the top. And here, when I add a little more cilantro, I'll probably smell the cilantro again. So thanks for tuning in here. And again, we'll be doing some more culinary recipes. I'll be doing more seasoning salts. So stay tuned, hit the follow button, and get more suggestions on how to use these wonderful oils. Have a great day.